This is my current monitor setup. I've got a 27-inch 1080p bog standard monitor there and a 3K OLED portable monitor there. This works for me really well because basically this is a simple but functional monitor. I can do things that I want to do on that, and this is a portable monitor so I can unplug the leads and use that for other things if I want. But it gives me the advantage of having a large enough monitor to do video editing. I can check my YouTube and things like that. Because it's a dual monitor setup, I can move across this one really easily and change things on this game, for example, I've got set up here. If I want to now go to ×2 speed, because I've realized I've got on ×1 speed, and that's making everything literally twice as slow. Or I can have my Discord and emails open up on this monitor, things like that, so you just can see those things at a glance without having to open different tabs on the main monitor here. So why am I thinking about changing? Because basically I want to do a couple of experiments in one. So I don't really like this being a 1080p monitor. I'd much rather I had a 4K monitor, because the quality on this 3K monitor is leaps and bounds above this one here. A, because it's 3K, B, because it's an OLED monitor. So what I'm going to try is using a 43-inch TV to basically act as a monitor, because my logical thinking here, this is what I'm thinking about it, is this can't be worse. Surely it cannot be worse. Because basically this is a 43-inch TV we'll have here. This is a 27-inch monitor that is only 1080p. That screen, that real estate size, is going to be on the 43-inch screen, but in 4K, with the same amount of space, the same amount of real estate, if you like, of the actual screen size available. But I can have two of these. I can have equivalent of two of these practically stacked, one on top of each other in a different window, give me effectively 3 different monitors, but all on the same screen, obviously just in different windows. Surely that's going to be the same kind of thing, but it's going to be better because it's going to be in 4K. I'm not going to have different leads floating around. So I've bought a 43-inch TV. A 4K TV it's kind of another experiment in one, because normally, I've got to admit, I'm a bit of a TV snob. I do love my Sony TVs, I love my LG OLEDs. But I'm going to try an experiment in this one. I'm going to, because I don't want to spend a lot of money on a expensive TV to find out that I didn't actually like the setup. So I've bought a very cheap telly, but it's got absolutely fantastic reviews. Now, when you see the specs on this telly, it's actually pretty remarkable for what it cost. It's 43-inch 4K, it's got VIR, it's HDMI 2.1, it's got ALLM, which is auto low latency mode, it's got 120 Hertz mode. So, and it's very responsive. It's got a game mode, like I say, 4K, it's Dolby Vision, and it was just over £200. This is insane. The price you can get a 4K TV for is miles cheaper than what a 4K monitor of the equivalent kind of size would be. Like if I was going to replace this monitor here with a similar sized 4K one, and indeed I wanted 2 of them, it's going to be way more than 200 and a bit pound, which is what I paid for this TV. So let's set this TV up, let's take a look at it, and if it's good, if it works, I may consider swapping out the TV later on for an even better one. Well, so here is the first setup, and I'm really quite pleased with it already. The picture is nice and vibrant, and the out-of-the-box setup is pretty decent. It's not overly bright, which is normally the case for these things. The contrast is normally set a bit too high, but it looks like it's at a pretty nice level. It's probably not coming across properly on the video, because obviously the way the cameras pick up TV pictures sometimes is not actually accurate to how it looks in real life. But the whole point of this was, excuse me, to do with the setup and how it works. Now, before I had my smaller monitor here, and this is a similar size to that. In fact, it's a couple of inches bigger, so that's actually bigger than what I had before, and 4K, not actually a 3K as it was before. But obviously that was for that size of display. At the same time, I can have an extra monitor effectively up here. This is like having 2 monitors really on top of each other stacked, so I can do Google searches, I can have Discord up here, I can have my emails, things like that, without having to actually click on that window. And I can have my general stuff here, or I can have the same again. I could again halve this and have 4 effectively monitors, which are bigger. I've deliberately made these ones a bit smaller. If I wanted to, I can make them a little bit smaller again, because they're not ones I'm using all the time. And yeah, and you can just go for it. And the cool thing about it is, if you're watching something like a YouTube video or something like that. Let's turn it down a little bit. And you fancy watching it in big screen, in 4K, you can obviously press that and away you go, and you've got like a nice big size screen to watch it on, which is really, really cool. So yeah, absolutely, really liking it so far. The sound on it is quite good as well. It's like a meatier, punchier sound than what was on the monitor before, because typically monitors have got very weak sound. So right now, I'm thinking this is actually a pretty cool idea, because I've got 4K all round. I could have effectively 4 monitors if I want to. And one of the things about the 2 monitor setup I didn't actually like so much was actually I lost the pointer sometimes when you move it across to the next monitor and the arrow kind of follows it. I kind of would lose it sometimes and you have to hunt around for it a bit, but you don't have to do that over this, because it's going to change automatically to this one. And I can just play a game there from there if I want to. If I click on that one, that mutes the sound from that one, as it does with the double or dual or triple, whatever monitor setup you've got. I can do a Google search instead, or I can come back to the window that I'm using with the option to actually, again, make this a bit smaller and effectively have the kind of equivalent size screen as what I was using before, 27-inch, but in 4K and with much better sound quality and much better picture quality, because that 27-inch monitor I was using before was just a fairly basic 1080p monitor, and all for just over £200, and it looks neat and tidy as well. Just one lead from the PC and the power lead for the TV, and if I wanted to I could use it as a TV. I don't actually watch normal TV, but the option is there if you wanted to, if you bought something like this or you went along the same kind of path, because obviously any 4K monitor that's or TV that's got a decent picture you could actually do this with, but it is important to make sure it's flicker free. You don't want it flickering because you are quite close to it. You want it to be like devoid of any eye strain issues, and I'd avoid OLED for this. Typically I would have bought an OLED TV, but because it's going to be used as a monitor mostly or entirely, then unless it's got pixel shift and things like that, which means like LG, Sony, the more expensive ones, I didn't want to actually risk a large amount of money on something I wasn't actually sure was going to work or not. But for 200 quid, just over, I think this is actually a fantastic idea. Right, so overall, I think it's an absolute great idea, and I can't see myself going back to what I had before, because the wins of this outweigh the benefits that I had before. Before I had a double monitor setup. There was a 27-inch 1080p one there, and then the 3K OLED smaller ones there, which did give absolutely amazing picture quality. But that was just used for games like this. Like I've got this game running here, just so I can easily repeat battles, pick up experience points and things like that. I do a Raid Shadow Legends channel now, so look up Honest Rob Raid Shadow Legends if you want to follow that channel. Some nice good hints and tips there. I'm starting from the beginning, learning as I go through as well. Really good game, really enjoy it. Just literally grinding some free points there. But back to the video, it was like, yeah, I can have a Google page up there, I can have my Discord, my email there, and I can do my usual stuff on this side with the option of effectively a 4th monitor there. If I quartered this stream, I could have 4 really good sized monitors there, but all on one screen and all within the pointer's reach without having to watch it or keep track of it moving from one monitor to the next. So overall, does it work? I say absolutely yes. I mean, the power consumption of this is going to be higher than a smaller monitor and a second smaller monitor as well. But if you've got like, you know, 3 or 4 monitors, which some people do actually have, then I think this is a much neater, better idea than having 4 individual monitors, because probably combined they can use more electricity overall. And you've got to follow the pointer around as well, where this you just literally can just like literally go between each area and the pointer will change just automatically. So really cool. So yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Have you tried this idea and then after a short amount of time, so I haven't tried it yet properly, remember, this is just my initial impression. Did you try this and then after a certain amount of time it became, you know, there was flaws that I'm not noticing now, not thinking of now, become apparent after prolonged use? And did you stick with it, or did you end up going back to a double or triple monitor setup or whatever it is? you had before, but right now I cannot see any downside. So let me know what you think about this in the comments, and thanks for watching the video. Hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and bye for now.